Hello and welcome to thevolumetrader.com. This is a recap of June 22nd, 2009 trades of the S&P 500 Emini futures contract. For more information, you may email us at info@thevolumetrader.com, or if you'd like to join us in our trading room, right now it's free. You may do so at going to thevolumetrader.com, www.thevolumetrader.com. And there is a link on there to enter our trading room. All right, as far as today goes, the market gapped down with 9 points, and as you all know, it pretty much kept going to the downside from there without any good retracements, to look at any great shorts or anything like that. So, but we do trade. We don't really trade the trend. We trade support and resistance lines, and it came down here and hit our first support line around 904.25, and at that point we seen a buyer step in, and so we went ahead and got long here for it to just turn around and go right back down on us. So at that point, we have to be aware of what kind of day it could be shaping up. All right. And we're not taking any trades until it hits a line or anything like that. So all right, so it came down, and then it kind of stalled in this area right here for about 15 minutes, and that's what the box is drawn there. And price kept going a little lower, finally hit another support area, 8.99. At that point right here, the seller was still in, but it looked like we might have some capitulation here, which means they're exhausting it on the sell side, and they're hitting it hard, but it's not going anywhere. So at that point, the buyer started stepping in on this bar right here, so we went ahead and got long here. All right, and this trade actually went 2.5 points in our favor to the upside, and but we were looking for a target up here right below this resistance. It was a support line, now a resistance line at 904.25. So we were looking for the trade to go almost 5 points. It went halfway at 2.5 before it came back and tested the line again, then ended up rolling over. So we end up losing 1.25 points on the trade. That's what the top number is here. The second number is what we're down for the day, which is 2.5 points, and the third number is our win-loss break-even. So we were 0 wins, 2 losses, and no break-evens on the day. So it broke. Now then it broke this support area, and as you can see, our support areas are holding up. Okay, this one held, and this one held. What I mean by holding is not necessarily it turned the trend in the market, but the market is pausing and stopping at these known lines that we have in before the market even starts. So at this point, as I said, it broke through there. Okay, came back up and actually retested, or I tested this. This would be a resistance line now that was support here before it broke through, and at this point we're looking to get short. All right. The seller stepped in here, so we're looking for a retest of the area with the buyer coming back, but it never retested the area. It just kept going down from there. It hit another support line of ours. All right, at this point, we're looking to get long once again. It never even happened with our confirmation, so it was not a losing trade at all. Okay. Then at this point, we're really starting to see the buyer step in here. Okay, so I mean, not all the time your support and resistance lines hold up the way they should. I mean, there's areas that are support and resistance that you don't necessarily have an outline, but the volume will tell you that. And the buyer stepping in here, the seller really stepping on it hard, then the buyer stepping back in, let you know that there's something going on with this area right here at 892. All right. So this box here, this blue box, is pretty much where we spent the rest of the day, in a tight 2-point range that started at 8 minutes before noon Eastern. And I'll scroll over here real quick, and ended, I mean, as you can see, it stayed in it all the way until, about 3:45. So I mean, it was almost a 4-hour range of 2 points, except going, breaking through it just for a couple points. All right. So at this point, we went ahead and took our long here, and we knew that when it came up here and bounced off of uh, the support line that's now resistance, that we had to be very careful. So when it came back down, retracement is not a big deal to us. We know those things are going to happen. But when it came up and tested, I told everybody in the room that they need to think about getting out of the trade right here, which would be about a point gain, point and a quarter gain. But I moved my stop to break even, and so I was out break even on the day. So at this point, we're 0-2 and 1 for the day. It came down, tested another, or it went to another support line, and actually took a good bounce off of this line, then went back into our little zone here that we have for 4 hours, stayed there. And there's a couple opportunities to take a couple of shorts here. All right, as I told the guys in the room, finally we get our opportunity to take a short, but we're in this area, and we just don't want to do that. We don't want to short in this area for it to just come down here and come back to us and all that. So we're, at this point we're waiting for, actually we were waiting for a breakout to the upside to maybe to get long, but that never happened. Instead, we broke back down below, tested this resistance line again. At that point, we seen the buyer start stepping in, so we get long. All right, and it rolled over. Of course, this was at the end of the day. This stop was actually at 2 minutes before the close. This entry was at 8 minutes before the close. So at this point, when we enter in this, our thought process is not to be greedy. We're not going to go up here to this line or line now, probably, or even this one. We just want to get back to the midpoint of this tight range over here. Price usually gravitates back to all the volume, but it never did. It just rolled over. So that was a worthwhile trade that we was trying to get about 3 points out of with a 1.25 risk, so almost a 3 to 1 risk to reward ratio. That just didn't work out. And instead, we were stopped out. We were down 3.75 points on the day on 4 trades. So and that was the end of the day. Once again, kind of a tough day for us. We trade support and resistance lines, and when the buyer, more than anything, we trade volume. When the buyer starts stepping in or the seller starts stepping in, we want to get short or long. But those on these straight down days or straight up days, without any type of retracements, are rare, and these are usually our losing type days. But anyway, these days don't happen very often. The trend is your friend, as you know, and it wasn't our friend today. But the trend is only around about 30% of the time, if not less than that. So anyway, have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow.